So I'm sitting here at work. As you can see, I see it in the camera anyway. My food, Swedish meatballs. Meatballs. Anyway, famous TV dinners, or frozen dinners as many would call them now. I like to say TV dinner. Anyway, let me just talk to you for a second about your calling, your purpose. Gatorade or H2O. Your calling. So, and I'll make this quick, okay? I know I have a calling on my life. I know I have a purpose. I think for most of us, 9 times out of 10, we know what our purpose is. We know what we've been created for. We know what we're passionate about. We know what God has intended for us. Most of us, I think. At some point. And several things got me on this. Conversations with other people got me on this. And going to my prayer book this morning, which I have not touched it since, well, I've touched it, but I haven't written in it. I haven't documented anything. I have not documented a prayer since September of 2021. So you're talking about at least a year and a half, going on 2 years, okay? And I have to look at it. I was telling everyone in a Bible study I went to this last week how it's a subtle thing when you lose your grounding, when you fall back, when your relationship with God gets stricken, and you don't even realize it until you're in the quicksand. I don't know completely how to move forward with my purpose, okay? I work a job like everybody else, but I know that there's other things that I would like to do with my time. There's other things that I would like to invest in. There's passions, dreams, and so forth. And I don't have an answer yet. I have subtly drifted away from ministry. The other big 2 things I'm passionate about is music and acting or entertainment. It's safe to say, in this order: music, ministry, acting / entertainment. I've got plans for the acting. I've got plans for the singing and for the music, but I haven't carried those plans out. I'm not necessarily asking for advice or help, but if you want to give it, feel free, do it. It would be much appreciated. But I'm really trying to emphasize here that we are manipulated by fear, oftentimes. Franklin Roosevelt said the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And that's true. Because when fear sets in, when we are fearful, fear is the opposite of faith. When we lose our faith, we lose our hope. When we're engulfed in fear, we're not hopeful. We're not faithful in a sense. We're looking at this thing bleakly rather than contently. We're looking at it from a pessimistic sense rather than what it could be. how beautiful it could be if we were to choose to make it that way. We are manipulated by fear oftentimes, whether it's from other people, whether it is from ourselves, but we are manipulated by fear. Don't allow your purpose, your calling, the things you're passionate about, don't let any of these things be taken away from you. Do not allow yourself to be robbed. The thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy. He goes around to and fro seeking whom he may devour. Guard your heart. There's a quote that Charlotte Flair, the wrestler, has tattooed, I think on her side. And it says somewhere along the lines, if I'm remembering correctly, guard your heart because the course of your life will follow. Do everything you can to stay grounded. Everything. Whether it be prayer, eating healthy, gaining a balance, a routine, keeping your health in check. Whatever you have to do to stay grounded, do that. Stay grounded so you do not lose sight in the midst of the fear, in the midst of the terror, in the midst of adulting even, in the midst of stress and pressure, and all the trials and things we go through in life. Don't lose sight of your dreams, your visions. Don't lose sight. Cling to them heavily and do not let go. I think that's all I got. Maybe that's helpful. Maybe it's not. I hope it is. I will mention this. My grandfather told his testimony, and it's on here somewhere on YouTube. Told his testimony. He mentioned he got hit by a taxi cab and he was in a car accident and all types of stuff happened. And he said, I think after about 6 weeks of being in the hospital, I think this is what he said, that he finally began to get the picture. And he ended up becoming a preacher. Look, I don't know what your purpose is, or what you've been called to do, or what God wants for you. I do know He wants what's best for you. I do know He wants you to prosper and do well and succeed in your purpose. And I know He doesn't want you to be engulfed in fear. So whatever your purpose is, whatever that thing is that you're passionate about, go for it. Don't live in fear. Jobs come and go. But this life is a one-time deal. One time. That's it. And no matter what your belief is, this right here is one time. Because you'll never come back as yourself. One time. As Eminem Marshall Mathers would say, you only get one shot. So, what's it gonna be? Follow that purpose. Now I'm done.